Hello, my name is Matthew O'Sullivan and I want to apologise for this monologue in advance. I don't hate you, nor does the person who sent you this link. What I am trying to do is engage as many people as possible in a discussion on retail and tourism on the Gold Coast post the Commonwealth Games. Admittedly, it's not a conversation that's likely to excite, more likely to depress. But there's a purpose to it, and I'd appreciate your patience if you can hang in here a little while. I own Condom Kingdom and Surfers Paradise and a pet shop in Ashmore. Both are fair businesses. The Kingdom has been in Surfers Paradise for 25 years and the pet shop is famous for my son's pet pig Wilma. She's an author and this is what she looks like. She might be dinner if retail doesn't pick up soon. I'm only kidding. So, to speak specifically, we're talking about the great administrative fiasco of the Commonwealth Games. And it's not the competition on the field. The athletes were great, the ethos was great, the organisers, the volunteers, all fantastic. We're talking about what happened off track. The management, the panic, the presumption of these massive wave-like crowds coming down, gridlocking the place, and all it did, as we know, it scared off every prospective visitor and caused an evacuation of the locals. The gross incompetence and mismanagement of the Gold Docks organisation was irremissible, and the lost earnings and commercial damage done to the small and medium businesses on the coast was quantifiably horrific. The organisers were like chooks with their heads cut off. They were running around in panic, saying and claiming the most ridiculous things, demanding that everyone gets out of their way while wasting horrendous amounts of money. And in the process, obviously not having done any of the homework on these type of events. They never monitored or understood the flight or accommodation numbers, nor the ticket sale numbers. And they never understood what they actually meant. They had all the information at hand. And inexplicably, all they did was cripple the coast's economy. And what about the Games chairman, Peter Beattie? He is the most contemptible and compromised character in public life. But magnanimously, he bore all the blame for the total cock-up that it was. However, hindsight for me, in this instance, is inadmissible for the cost and chaos caused to the coast and all the businesses. I can't see how one apology can suffice. And the team and their leadership, it was so grossly self-absorbed during the whole Games, and their comments about business and about making a better offering were so stupefyingly ignorant and of the commercial realities that we all deal in. And their bellicose arrogance that heard them say things like, "You've got to suck it up," rightly exposed them for what they were: incredible imposters and grandstanders. However, I suspect this, that their embarrassment of having their delinquency and incompetence so clearly revealed will be more than assuaged by their big remuneration packages and bonuses. Who would have thought bonuses for buffets would have been possible? And the Gold Coast City Council were equally complicit in acts that materially damaged businesses on the coast, our economy, and in particular our short-term tourist prospects. In terms of historical numbers, there was no one vacationing or celebrating Easter on the coast. The major tourist precincts, including the theme parks, were unbelievably and hauntingly empty. There were more beady bollards, police security than there were visible pedestrians. People not in business rejoiced at how empty the roads were. People not in business do not understand that we are a tourist drive market. 82% intrastate, interstate, overnighters, day trippers. They are our most important market, and they always have been, to what is our most important industry. And as we know, Easter usually represents the last hurrah, the last reliable lift in trade before winter. To underestimate that is to have no experience and no dependency on the tourist dollar. It was a critical blow for too many businesses. And now, to indulge the artifice of our civic leaders and their puppets that will argue the long-term tourism value of the Games. It'll put us on the map. And then cite these improbable potential world audiences and this amorphous monetary value is to ignore every peer-reviewed study of such events. The long-term economic benefits that they say are derived from these events are consistently wrong. There's no empirical evidence for them whatsoever. And these very same average individuals with a conceit and a jingoism that honestly produces bile in your throat, saying things like, because we're the greatest sporting nation, we need the best air-conditioned and sporting facilities that only debt and wanton oversight can construct. The debt never goes away. And the genuine celebrations that surrounded the Games and only did one thing. The public and tourism authorities just showered the reality on the ground. Because no matter how many fireworks went off, there was no spark or crackle generated in our economy. But this is what we're hearing now, and this is what we'll continue to hear. No matter what happens on the coast from this point onwards, everything will be because we've had the Games. Whether it's a beanbag convention or an origami weekend workshop, we would have got those things because we hosted the Games. Again, it's bile and complete bullshit. And I can guarantee you this, the cost-benefit analysis that will come out, they will claim this one thing, that anyone who came into the state during the Games came here for the Games. Whether that be an interstate truck driver on a run to Mount Isa, or someone flying in to Brisbane for one day for business, or even if it's an alien dropping in looking for intelligent life, everyone will be considered to be here for the Games. They did the same thing in Melbourne in 2006 and nearly got away with it until someone looked. It's the same story there as it is here. But worse for me and more real than the affront of this deceitful justification and this pathetic propaganda that is so common in public life, it is the very real and damaging word of mouth that is generated when a tourist town is empty of people and of atmosphere. Traders heard this consistently. What is wrong with the town? It is dead. That doesn't help to sell a place. If anyone in Queensland tourism or local government think we can now just sit back and expect new waves of tourists because we hosted the Games, we are truly in trouble. Of course, you will be saying to yourself, we are in trouble. And you're right. It's everywhere you look. There are few tourists, locals are scarce on the ground, and there's no money about. And I also hate it when it's reported that one tourist precinct, if it's experiencing a downturn, that there's another they reference that's doing well. And it's hardly ever the case.